afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another podcast here at the golf course. Today we've actually come indoors. It's pretty windy out today, which affects the iPad. So we've come into down to the maintenance shed and up into the Superintendent's office to have a talk about greens renovations. We've got greens renovations listed for next week for the golf course. The renovations will be on all the greens, the old power greens, but also the new bent greens. I thought it's probably timely to actually have a quick chat about the process and the reasons why we need to do it, and hopefully that creates a better understanding for everyone. The renovation process is probably the single most important activity that we do on the golf course each year. Now, we do it twice a year in spring and autumn, and it's a process that we can manipulate the green surfaces to better have them perform throughout the year. Performance of a golf green is actually generated from underneath. Yes, we do a lot of the cutting and the rolling over on the top, but from underneath is where the performance generates, and that's one of the reasons we've just been and we're in the process of redeveloping all our the golf course with the new greens to put in the better sands, the sands which will create firmer surfaces. And the thing that we're conscious of is that we don't want that accumulation of organic matter between our new sands that we've imported and the surface. Organic matter. The organic matter that we refer to in the turf and the horticultural industry really is thatch. Thatch is the reference to that accumulation of organic matter. The organic matter is the dying and decaying stems, the roots, the crowns, the leaves, all that material that dies and stays in the soil. This builds up over a period of time, and it's the nature of turf grass, which is constantly growing, that producing, and it's reinvigorating itself and it's regenerating itself. That organic matter keeps accumulating. So what we need to do is actually reduce it. The negative part of this accumulating organic matter is the fact that it holds moisture, and then moisture inevitably has a bearing on the performance of the surface. You know, greens that hold moisture will be soft, they'll be slow to putt on, they'll be footprinty, they don't mow well because they can actually be quite scalpy, and it's in the inert nature of organic matter holding that moisture which will actually compromise the surface. Also, the accumulating organic matter, it restricts movement of water through to the drainage and the sand underneath. It also restricts the gaseous exchange, which is important between the roots and the pore spaces up and down the soil profile, and it also, it's the accumulating organic matter is the site where pests and diseases will tend to harbour. So the less organic matter we've got, the healthier the profile and better the performance, the surface of the green. The renovation process really is the process of a mechanical hollow tine being injected into the green profile, which pulls out a core out of the green, and many members would have seen the holes in the greens in the past. But what happens is that the tine is pulled up out of the green, ejected out the side, and then we pick up that material and take it away. Then the replacement of that hole we've created is a sand, a permeable sand, which then will allow for moisture to go down and gaseous exchange up and down the profile. But the most important thing is that all those holes will tend to draw in the moisture and will get it out of the surface, helping to maintain a firm surface. I've always likened the renovation process much the same as servicing your car. You make the investment on a new car and you service it regularly so that you can actually get it to maintain its performance. Greens and general playing surface are much the same. The process of renovation really is that yearly service that they need. When I started doing my apprenticeship back in '84, I remember my tech teacher at the time saying to me, organic matter accumulation is just like throwing pages of a newspaper into a box in the corner every couple of days. It only doesn't seem much at first, but when it's going in constantly, you're getting this layering, a layering effect of paper. Papers will always hold that moisture, and what we've got to do is go and break it up. So it's just an analogy that that I've used to help better understand what we're trying to combat. Renovating by numbers. The research and science tells us that we should be looking to cultivate roughly around about the 20 to 21% of the green surface in the year. Using our spacing on our machine and our tines, which I would consider Kew Golf Club to be, we're quite aggressive at it, gives us around about the 7.5% cultivation. Now we do that twice a year, so that'll give us around about 15%. So we still come up slightly short on that 20%. So we're always conscious that we do have there is a slow creep of organic matter accumulation. Ideally, we wouldn't want any, but we do have. There is natural processes which also break down the organic matter, and that's microorganisms decomposing it. And to enhance the decomposing through the microorganisms, that's where our dusting programs come into place to dilute the thatch. Dusting every couple of weeks allows for plenty of pore space, and also which allows for good microorganism development and growth. Recovering. What we do here at Kew this week, we heavily fertilise the greens today, which will actually give us a charge of growth next week throughout the process, which allows us to try and turn these greens around very quickly from the process to get the leaf. To get some leaf back over the core holes, and I think we've been very successful at it here at the club, and we will continue to do that, and that way we can get them back in play very quickly. We open up our cutting heights. We open on our first cut at quite a low height, so again we're sort of quite aggressive in trying to get them back as quick as we can. And I'm very proud of the fact that we do turn them around very quickly, and that's a real positive for the club. I think I'll wrap it up. I hope that's given everyone a bit of an overview and an insight into the renovation process and the importance of the process. I'm sorry to say it's like death and taxes. It's unavoidable, but what we do is we've got systems and programs in place where we can turn them around very quickly, and then the members enjoy the benefits of the good playing surfaces. So I'll leave it there, and good golfing to you all.